It's impressive. I would say it's kind of impressive. Hello guys, and welcome back to this new video where we are going to discuss 5 different ways to preserve the bodies. Yes, very happy topics, of course. Okay, so let's start. So the first one, which I'm just gonna mention because there's a picture that enlightens us on what really that is mummifying a body with bug. Now, not something that I've heard very often or that I've heard and that I know much about it, right? I only know that during the Bronze Age, specifically in territories like England and Ireland, but also extended to other territories like Estonia, bodies were perfectly mummified with pea bug. Now, one of the techniques though, that is one of the most fascinating that I've found, was this one. So we're talking about 7,000 years ago, 2,000 years before the ancient Egyptians. Mummification was known by the civilization called Chincorro, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know if it's Chincorro or Chincorro or Chincorro, something like that, okay? Anyway, they were in South Peru and also in northern Chile. And the technique was sophisticated, very sophisticated, a bit horrific, but very sophisticated. So these bodies were first deprived of their own skin. So the skin was removed. Likewise, internal organs were also removed. Then afterwards they were cleaned, filled with clay and algae and twigs. So little branches, and then covered again with their own skin. Now, sometimes the skin was literally ripped apart from the body, so they couldn't reuse the skin. Therefore, they would use the seal's skin, which is quite something. And then afterwards, they were painted with red ochre or black clay. And the images that you see, you can't even tell that's like a human body necessarily. Sounds more like, looks more like a sculpture, like some type of sculpture, but actually it's not. It's a way of mummifying the bodies. Another technique, the third one we're gonna mention, is called Moko Mo Kai. It's a technique that belonged to the Maori in New Zealand. And it's a technique that was later on spread to create this mummification of trophies, and specifically of trophy heads. Now, let me explain. Basically, originally it was a mummification, a practice that they would carry out with their own body, but later on slaves were used to appease and make colonizers, British colonizers we could also say, happy. This technique consists in slaves being picked up, tattooed according to the traditional Maori tattoos, then killed. After that, they would have been deprived of brain, smoked, stitched, and then finally sealed with gum. Now, basically, you could only had the head, and then you would take the head and bring that home, meaning the United Kingdom. Now, this was an operation carried out by Horatio Gordon Robley, who transported and hung onto his own wall more than 40 heads. But this was the traditional way of preserving, mummifying. It's not really preserving this one, right? But mummifying the body. Another, way more modern, is called plastination, and was formalized, invented by Gunther von Hagens, and it's basically removing the skin and pumping into the body formalin and silicone so that the body, the shape of the body, the muscles, the nerves would be kind of like exacerbated by the process and exalted by the process, and you could see the perfect human body. However, I would not like that, to be honest. And then finally, we close this video with another tradition that is happening in Indonesia, in the tribe of Sulawesi. And from them, we do also have a cave that has been recently discovered, a cave with a lot of graffitis and early graffitis and early paintings that would be interesting to see. But there's this ritual called Toraya, and what is celebrated is called Manene. And every 3 years, this tribe, the people of this tribe, would go and exhume the body, clean it, dress it up, and then they would make the bodies just go around the village, because they firmly believe that their ancestors are with them. So there's the need of them and the ancestors to be acknowledged and greeted by the entire community. Now, I don't know how practical, to be perfectly honest, that is, but this is what's going on in the Sulawesi tribe in Indonesia. Now, guys, I'd like to ask what kind of technique you prefer, but leaving the comments up to you. So let me know in the comments, comment below. Don't forget, if you have enjoyed the video, to like and support this channel, and we'll talk some more next time with another crazy video on something I personally didn't even know. Okay, so guys, we'll talk some more next time. Bye!